So this was poured yesterday, the concrete is dry. And then what we'll do in the morning is we'll flip the mold over and remove the bands that hold the plaster outer mold together. And plaster outer mold, it just comes apart in sections the way it was designed by the mold makers.
Well, you're going to be seeing how we actually produce a piece, and the part that you didn't see was the design aspect, where my team and I will sit down and just talk about what the whole domestic violence ending means and what kind of a sculpture we can create that will convey some emotional aspect of that.
Just kind of peel off like Bammo. You see the latex? This is what has all the detail inside of it. This is what puts the detail onto the piece itself. After it's cleaned, it'll be placed back inside the mold.
We mix our own cement, we pour it in the molds, we vibrate to get the bubbles to come out and make sure that the piece looks good. And then the next day, the piece gets broken down by the casters and they file the piece and send it off to finishing.
Yeah, that's great.
That edge is really nice. So.
And then the finishing is several days. It's a weathered bronze finish that was designed by Isabel over 50 years ago. So the brown cast is then we apply the green over the brown and wipe some of the green off to bring the highlights through.
I just want to make sure I get it in all the little crevices. So she's all covered. The next thing I'm going to do is highlight it. We highlight with different things, but I'm going to take a paper towel for her. Just remove some of the green. We want it to look like the sun is shining down on her. And then I will put my initials on there. The greeners and the whiters are the only ones that put initials on the bottom of a piece. So my initials are KM. And it goes on just like that. And that is the greening process.
It's been soaking for like 15 minutes. I'm going to take off the excess water, otherwise the cement won't stick very good. And I'm just going to get my cement, place the cement all over the piece. Make sure I get the cracks and all that. I'm going to get a wet sponge. I'm going to start. Looks like I'm taking it all off, but I'm just putting it in all the cracks and crevices of the piece. So I'm going to take a brush, kind of dry it up a little bit. And then now it's going to start looking like I'm taking like some of the green off, but all the bronzing is coming out. Next step is if I think I need more white, to where I think I took too much off, I can always go back and get some thicker white and go back and put to where I think, to wherever I need it, like some more on the hair. And then probably where the dove is, go back. And then if it's to my liking, I'll just take my pencil and I'll put my initial on the bottom also, which is RAH. And there you go. And it's finished.
My part is very short and sometimes before, sometimes after, depending on the piece. I just take some acrylic paint, and on this one, all I'm painting is the dog's collar.
Unlike the whiting finish where the pieces have to be wet, these have to be completely dry before we can coat them. The product I'm using is made here locally, and it's just a clear coat. It's a protector, a sealant, kind of all in one. It's not a true waterproofer, but it will give some protection to the piece. And it does bring out the color of the pieces, and it brings out all of those highlights that were added in the finishing process. And then it is ready for us to sign. We have the registered trademark, the copyright of the year that it is introduced into the line, USA, stating that it is made here, LE, because this is a limited edition piece, as well as DOVE.
Unconditional love, you know, what a wonderful concept. So we've got this little girl hugging her puppy, and we all know that, you know, we get unconditional love from our pets. So it's just, it's the emotion, it's the security she has with her pet that will always love her no matter what, and we wanted to convey that message.